Peoples, the next title is stator design. It is nothing but here the stator is located by armature, so it is an armature design. Before going to start the design, you need to consider about 8 factors here. By considering the 8 factors only, we can completing a proper design of armature. So let's discuss one by one. First title is nothing but type of armature coil and winding. So go for the one. So here two things you need to consider. What are the different types of coils you're going to use here and windings is you're going to use here. In a synchronous machine, for the winding we're going to using only two things, which is nothing but a single layer or a double layer type winding is used for constructing a stator. At the same time, in this armature winding of the machine, it's employed two types of coils is used. That coils is nothing but a single turn bar, or otherwise a multi-turn bar. So with this setup, we're going to design a stator by a proper value of armature coil and a armature winding. The second content is nothing but a choice of number of armature slots. This area is a important term now. Selection of slots. The selection of armature slots, we're going to consider some important factors here. The factors will depend on this 5 headings. Just discuss one by one. First one is nothing but a balance winding. So a balance winding is nothing but by proper selection of number of slots, we can obtain the balanced 3-phase winding. The selection of slots will declare the balance winding. If we did the improper slots value, means that will use the improper winding selections. That means a balance winding is there. That balance winding will produce more heat during the operation, that will generate more amount of harmonics in that. So this will give biggest drop in the machineries. So to avoid unbalanced winding, we have to make the windings in a balanced condition. For making a balanced condition winding, we need to select a proper slot. So the selection of slots will relate the balance winding here. So that is the important content here. Then next one is nothing but a cost. Generally everyone knows this thing, a cost. When we going to select about a large number of slots, that will give the large number of coil. So we have to wound a large number of coils in a machine. That will increases the labor cost. So when more coils, more cost we have to spend. So the selection of slots will declare the cost calculations also. Then next one is nothing but hotspot temperature. It is nothing but a rise of temperature. When we using a small slot, we're going to using a large number of conductors in the slot. It will give the less space for air circulation. Generally, what happen? Temperature rise has been increases. So the temperature rise is also an important term for selecting your slots. Then a fourth one, a leakage reactance. When we're going to select a small number of slots needed for a large value of conductors per slot, then it will increases the large flux and leakage reactance. So this leakage reactance will directly related with the selection of slots. Then next one is nothing but tooth ripple. Here the ripple is nothing but distortions, a part of noises. The noises values is get reduces when we selecting a large number of slots. So when we select large poles, we can large slots, we can reduces the tooth ripple here. So this selection of armature slots will consider all these 5 factors. Okay. Then go on find the steps to find select the number of slots. The first step is nothing but a normal value of slot pitch. It is nothing but y of ss. You need to find the y of ss by using this formula. It is nothing but pi d divided by ss. D is nothing but the diameter. Then ss is nothing but stator slots. So after finding this thing, we have several consideration. That y of ss value should be less than 25 mm when we have a low voltage machine. The same y of ss value is less than 40 mm when we are using a 3 to 6 kilovolt machineries. At the same time, y of ss is less than 60 mm when we are using a voltage up to 15 kilovolt. So by using these 3 factors, we can selecting a proper value of y of ss. With this value of y of ss, we can select a slots content. A third content is nothing but a coil span. So generally the coil span is nothing but the ratio of number of stator slots to number of poles. Slots to pole ratio is nothing but a coil span. So by selecting a proper coil span, we have to achieve one performance here is nothing but a reduction of harmonics. A proper selection of coil span will reduces the harmonics formation. So it is given in this term something in which percentage we have to select. A coil span is approximately 8.33 percentage, 8.33 percentage of pole pitch means we can achieve the reduction of harmonics here. So a proper value of coil span is must for reducing the harmonics. Then next one is nothing but turn per phase. It's a simple one. This is T phase or otherwise TS. It is gathered by using a EMF equation. So this is the EMF equation of alternator. So we have a T phase here. So reconstruct this equation and form this pattern. So by using this thing, we can easily find the T phase value. All other data are simple. E is nothing but the stator voltage. Then F is nothing but frequency. Pi is nothing but maximum flux. Then KWS is nothing but window space factor. If we have a data of parallel path A, the equation has been rearranged by multiplying the A into ES value. So this is the same equation while we considering the parallel path in a problem. The next one is nothing but a conductor section. It is nothing but Z. Here we are going to find several titles here. The first one is nothing but number of conductors, Z. The number of Z has been calculated by Zs is nothing but stator conductors is calculated by the multiplication of 6 into Ts. 6 is appeared above 3 phase. Here it is a general formula is there now. Z is equal to 2 Ts. For the 3 phase, Z is equal to 6 Ts. So Ts or T phase both are same. Using this formula, we can find the total number of conductors. At the same time, in a problem we have a parallel path data. We need to multiply A of this equation. So Z is equal to 6 into A into Ts or otherwise 6 into A into T phase. By using this formula, we can easily calculate the total number of conductors. Then next one, we know the conductors, but we need to know about a current in a conductor. It's nothing but current flow through the conductors. So to calculate the current, we had a general formula here. It is nothing but a line current. The formula becomes power divided by root 3 into VL efficiency into power factor. It's a general formula. By using this content, we can find the IL, but we will not directly relate this as a IZ. So after finding this content, we have to relate with which type of connections is there. Either it is a star connected or either it is a delta connected. Based on this thing, we use this phase current as a IZ value here. In a star connected, all the current are equal. So a stator current is equal to phase current is equal to conductor current. That is the thing is equal to stator line current. For the delta, the stator current is equal to phase current. That phase current is equal to conductor current. But to find the conductor current, you need to divide this stator line current by root 3. Then only you can find the value. It's a general formula only. Just recall this content. Then after declare this thing, in this current calculation, if you have a parallel path value, you need to use this formula instead of this thing. After finding I phase, you need to one more divide here by A. Otherwise, put a multiplication of A here. IZ equal to ILS divided by A into root 3. By using this formula, you can apply for finding the current in a conductor. Then next one is nothing but cross-section area of the conductors. If we need to find the cross-section area of the armature slot conductors, that is nothing but AS is found by the formula of IZ divided by del S. IZ is nothing but a current in a stator divided by S. Del S is nothing but current density of the stator. Generally, the current density value is lies between 3 to 5 ampere per mm square. This is the basic assumption. We have to use this kind of data for the problematic assumptions. Then the next one, stator slot dimensions. Here the stator slot dimension is we're going to find the width here. We cannot be able to find the direct value of width, we first of all we need to find the minimum width value. So before that, small data is there. A flux density of the teeth at no load, it will not exceed the value of 1.7 to 1.8 Weber per meter square. It is a condition, and you have to assume this content. Then with this consideration, minimum tooth width is at a gap surface when we using a parallel side slot. The equation of finding a minimum tooth width is nothing but WT minimum 5 divided by psi of SS divided by P into Li into 1.8. Here just declare phi is nothing but the flux, then psi is nothing but pole arc divided by pole pitch, which is divided by B by dou. Then SS divided by P is nothing but stator slot per pole. SS is nothing but stator slots, then P is nothing but the pole. Then Li is nothing but net iron length. Then 1.8 nothing but a clearance value. So by using all this data, we can easily find the minimum slot width value, minimum tooth width value. So after finding this tooth width value, we need to substitute this value to finding the maximum permissible slot width. So WS maximum, it is found by subtracting with Y of SS subtracting with WT of SS. By this substitution, we can find the maximum value of slot width. That is nothing but a stator slot dimensions. Then the next one is nothing but length of the mean turn. So L suffix MT. This is the formula for finding the length of mean turns. Most of the data are to be considered as a constant. It is nothing but the clearance value. A simple thing, a kV is there. It is nothing but you have to apply a voltage here in a kilovolt. Then a dou is there, which is nothing but pole pitch. Then L is there, which is nothing but length of the stator conductors. By substitute all these things, we can easily find the length of the mean turn. Then a last one of stator design is nothing but stator core. Here it is a core content. A depth of the core is estimated by assuming the suitable value of core density. So the core density value is important to calculating a stator core properties. Then the stator core flux density BC is always lies between 1 to 1.2 values of Weber per meter square. So this is the formula for finding the depth of the armature core or stator core. DC is equal to 5 divided by 2 BC into Li. Phi is nothing but the flux. BC is nothing but stator core flux density. It is assumed between 1 to 1.2 value. Then Li is nothing but length of the iron. By substituting this value, we can find the DC. After finding the DC, we have one more step to finding outer diameter of the stator core, D naught. The formula is D plus 2 into multiplication of DSS plus DC. DSS is nothing but depth of the stator slot. DC is nothing but depth of the stator core. So that's all, people. From this 8th step, we can easily predict and start designing the stator part of the synchronous mission. Yeah, last one more consideration. It is nothing but air gap value, length of air gap. Here the length of air gap is predicted by some of the basic simplification. First of all, it is calculated by ampere turns. So come to this content. The ampere turns required for air gap is nothing but equal to the 80% of number of load field MMF. So no load field MMF. 80% of, it's not a number, 80% of no load field MMF. So the equation should be right on this content. This is the formula to finding the LG value. So ATG is equal to 0.8% of ATF naught. ATF naught is nothing but no load field MMF. So now we're going to substitute all the formulas in this equation. First of all, first one on the LHS side, ATG is nothing but, this is the general MMF equation. We already solved this equation on the very first unit. It's nothing but 8 lakhs of BG, KG and LG. So the next one, ATF naught. This is the topic we need to consider. ATF naught is nothing but no load field MMF per pole. It is calculated by the product of ATA into SCR. Here the SCR is nothing but short circuit ratio. Then ATA is nothing but armature MMF per pole. So by multiplying this thing, we can find this ATF naught value. Here to determine ATA value, it is nothing but a armature MMF per pole. ATA is equal to a constant of 2.7. It is nothing but a clearance with the multiplication of I phase, T phase, KWS divided by poles. So by using this formula, you can find ATA. You have to substitute here and multiply with this thing and find ATF naught value. Then this value is going to substitute here, and generally ATG value is going to substitute here. If you substitute all this value to this equation, you got LG here. Make this LG on one side and shifted all the content onto the another side and simplify the content. The final value of length of the air gap Lg is nothing but this value of content 0.8 kf a t f naught divided by 8 lakhs of BAV and kg. By using this formula, we can easily predict the length of the air gap.